Oh, I'm not getting. Are we getting sound? Are you getting sound over there? Glad to hear that. Okay, well, that is the intro to the Nothing Show. I am Leland Best, your host today and every other day besides. This is the show where we come with no plan, no script, all impromptu, and we decide from the folks out in the audience where it's going to go next. So I did see some trending news out on Twitter today, so yes, I'm off the record. Honestly, I'd prefer my own recordings, but I'll go ahead and fire up the recording here on Blab anyway. I'm just really disappointed lately with the quality of the recordings that come through Blab. The sound is cracking and popping. The video doesn't include the stuff that I want to see, but it's a good point, Steve, so we'll get that going. So let me do a quick re-intro, not with the video, but I'm just going to do a quick re-intro here. Okay, now that we got the Blab recording, this is Leland Best out the Nothing Show. Thanks for coming by today. So let's make something of it. We have just a couple of folks here in the audience today. Steve from Sci-Fi Funk, who tried to get in and talk before the show, was unable to get his sound working this morning. So apologize, Steve, for not being able to get you into the room, but for sure, let's hook up afterwards because I know you're into some 3D animation work, or at least some 3D video work that I'd like to talk about and see what it is you're doing exactly. And of course, we have Barb Tomlin in the room already this morning, founder of a wonderful Facebook group that I'm a part of out there called Inside Live Streaming Video Shows. And you can find her out there at facebook.com/groups/BTS Live. So I've got a lot of things in the works right now. You probably know me best from the old Blab Nation context of the show that Jonathan Tripp and I used to do. But as of late, I've gone out on my own and I'm doing some stuff here on Blab that's a little different than most people might be familiar with. I'm running a multicast broadcast out of Blab into several different platforms. You'll find me out on Dailymotion, Ustream, YouTube Live, Stream Up, Stream Me, and also Blab, all inclusive of itself, with Facebook Live coming in on the back end now that we have access to Facebook Live. So if you want to learn how to do that for yourself, get a hold of me out at lelandbest.com or sign up at bit.ly/lelandbest, and I'll keep you informed of all my news. I'll put that into the chat, which you'll be able to see out there on the live feed, because I'm actually giving you access to what it's like to be in a Blab. Not many people get this opportunity when they broadcast out, because the recordings don't contain the chat feature that's available to those who are present during the live show. Now, there is one thing that's taken place recently, and that is the addition of a drop-in feature, which I played the video for my intro just a moment ago. And there's even been another addition to that drop-in feature that the folks out there watching live on my multi-stream stream out can see the little purple button here in the seat next to me that allows for screen sharing. Now, one thing since the screen sharing feature has been enabled is a couple of other things came about. We used to be able to do unlisted blabs that we could record. Recently, we haven't been able to record those blabs, and the unlisted blab stays live entirely for an indefinite amount of time. So it's been very difficult for us as producers to produce any private content or unlisted content and have the ability to record that here on Blab. We have to do it on a screen share. It's fine. I'm kind of accustomed to that now, but it is something that we got used to, and then again, it was pulled away from Blab. So the other thing I noticed just in the last day or so was that the questions are not showing up in the left section of a Blab any longer, which was how we were able to pin them to the screen. So what I can do is give you an idea. Like, we would type /Q, and this is how the question would show up in the chat. And you would see it in a little bubble with a Q next to it, but it would also show up on the left side of the screen. And then from there, everyone could see it. You could pin it to the drop-in feature, which even now, all of the questions, they've removed the little pin feature and open feature that's available on things like the link. For instance, that link I just put in for my sign-up page, if I click on the pin it button, it drops it in automatically to the face or to the seat next to me in Blab, which this would be a short view for you to get to my sign up form for my mailing list, just so that you can stay informed with what I've been doing out here, both for Leland Best Live and BCB Live, which is my Best Conceptions broadcasting platform. I've taken some different routes recently. You know, I was kind of happy for a long time with playing around with Snapchat. That's one thing that I brought up the other day that was like, you know what? I'm kind of bored with this all of a sudden. I'm not getting any feedback. I'm missing everyone's snaps because I don't open the application every morning when I get up to see who snapped me the night before. And when I come out and snaps kind of out, 5 a week, depends on. I did my research, I did some due diligence, and I went out and shopped around for a while before I decided to do anything with it. So with that said, I'm going to start using another platform, and then I've got some other things I want to discuss since there's really nobody. I mean, we'll see. There must be something big going on Blab today, or I would expect a few more people, but that's okay. There's a site out there called FireTalk, firetalk.com. I'm going to share my screen real quick with y'all and let you see this particular site that I'm speaking of. And this is basically what it is. FireTalk has just recently announced in April of this year that they're going to start with a little more of a paid feature. Now, this is a free platform. You know, I have a channel out here. This happens to be my BCB Live channel, where I can go ahead and stream live in high def into a single window. I could go live right now, as a matter of fact, if I wanted to. I believe it would probably work. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Let's try it. I'm going to try it. I'm going to do it. Here we go. Ready? I'm going to see if it'll pick up my camera. Oh, look at that. I can start a broadcast. This could be interesting. Let's push it to the limit here today, shall we? That's what the Nothing Show is all about. I'm going to do, this is a Blab test in honor of 420, which if anybody doesn't know what 420 is, I'll tell you in just a bit. But I'm going to actually have it go out to Twitter and Facebook, and we're going to share this as a test. I love doing stuff like this. Oh, we got Robert Allen. Okay, I don't even know who he is, so what do I care? Maybe I should. Should I know who Robert Allen is? Who's Robert Allen, Barbara? Yeah, that's all right. No problem, Steve. I'll catch you around. It's not an issue. All right, so let's see what happens. This is going to be fun. I can't wait to see what this does. It's probably going to blow up in my face, but I like to try to blow things up, right? So, not only and look at the real time here. It's like real time. You know why? Because I'm streaming off of my camera here and not through the software. Hello, web girl. What are you doing? And welcome to the show. I saw Beauty pop in and pop back out. So, and Roxanne, nice to see you. So what I'm doing here is and the screen is flickering. Now, this is another thing that bothers me about Blab is when you try to use the screen share feature, the screen starts to unsync. And I do believe it's probably a video sync issue that they've established in the coding that's causing this. So it's one of those things that we just have to live with for now. And this is going to show up in my recordings and in the live feeds that are being broadcast out on Facebook Live, etc. So what I've done is I've opened up a broadcast on FireTalk while I'm in Blab. So this is real time. You can see this. This is not a delay. There's no delay on the feed that I'm presenting out on FireTalk. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to go ahead and close that window out, though, so I'm not taxing my system on all the extra video. But FireTalk, well, in order to keep the broadcast going, I'm going to have to. But I'm just going to put it down and about for a minute so that we're not actually looking at that video feed. FireTalk has two models that they're working on right now, which is the ability to charge members for a membership fee, which would be a one-time fee, so that when you send somebody out and they subscribe to your channel, they pay a channel fee to be a subscriber. Like it might be $5 just to get them on board to your subscription. And FireTalk is intending on changing that in a few months, probably July or August, where it's going to actually be a per month membership fee that the subscribers to your channel would pay. So that's one monetization channel. The other would be to have a pay-per-view event where you would actually establish a time, a date, and a price It'd be great for bands who are broadcasting live from a stage, where they could charge for tickets and say $10 to come watch their concert on FireTalk.com. Now, FireTalk is looking currently for people to come in and work this program because they are in desperate need of content creators. So I highly recommend, if you are a live streamer, head on over to FireTalk.com. Get in touch with support at FireTalk.com. You can broadcast this platform on an RTMP server, or you can use it directly on their system. And I would be able to show you the back end, but because we're broadcasting, I may just as well. I want to produce content out there. I want to show them that I'm serious about becoming one of their member users, where I'll start to build a subscriber base out on FireTalk. And this is how I intend to use it. And like I said, I was collaborating in the background with someone yesterday. Blab being free, Blab being unstable, Blab being in beta build, whatever you want to call it. Everybody's got a name for it right now. Isn't really working out from a business perspective. So what I'm looking to do is start things out free here on Blab. And let's block this. I'm going to dump this page out for a minute so I can talk to you guys. And I'll provide just as much free content as I can out here on Blab whenever I'm available, and still participate in a lot of the other Blabs of friends of mine and other constituents that I work with out here. However, what I intend to do is, out on FireTalk, I'm going to build out my BCB live streaming video academy workshops, which would mean, as a subscriber, you could pay me a few bucks. You could come over and we'll have some serious one-on-one or maybe 5-on-1 type workshop groups where we'll spend more time together. We won't just sit in here and do an interview and talk for an hour. We'll actually go over to FireTalk. We'll spend an hour or two in a workshop setting, and I will discuss and go over in fine detail what it is that I do and what it is that we can do together, what it is I can do for you to help your business in live streaming. And then from there, I'm also working on an academy training over on Yes Course, which will probably be at least a minimum of 10 to 12, maybe even 20 hours of video and text. That's going to be a program that would, have a fixed fee where you would have access to that training for as long as you'd like. And you could always come back and work in it at your convenience on your scheduled time. So that's kind of the business model I'm intending to use here. Once again, Blab will be free, FireTalk would be the workshop, and then Yes Course will be the plans moving forward. But you'll still be able to find all of my content out on YouTube Live, and YouTube, of course, at Best at YouTube. And anything else that I produce will probably end up in the back end here on Blab at some point or another when it comes to all my free content. So that being discussed, if anybody has any questions about that, like I said, I dropped a quick link in just a second ago to find me. If you just use the bit.ly, it's bit.ly for bit.ly/LelandBest. You can sign up for my email list, and that way I can keep you informed of where I'll be at on a regular basis. So what's going on today? What we have in the news today is a couple of things. YouTube just started its recent Foundations for Success Bootcamp. So I took the first course today. This isn't a real elaborate course, but if you're a YouTuber or if you're creating content you intend to put on YouTube, I highly recommend you go sign up for this at your earliest convenience, because it did start today. It's a small basic course. It's only 4 hours. But it does give you an opportunity to receive a certificate of completion. Now, this is not to become YouTube certified or anything like that, because that capability comes much later. You have to have now pretty much a name brand and like 100,000 subscribers before you can become YouTube certified, which was something that was available much earlier and easier back in the day, but now that's become quite a tedious task to get involved in. I'm just going to play this short video here real quick so that you guys can hear this. I'll have to open up the tab, so I'll have to mute myself for just a second because I'm doing the screen share here. I want you guys to be able to hear this. So we'll play this video real quick.
Do you want to know what it takes to start a YouTube channel? If so, you've come to the right place. Welcome to the Foundations for Success Bootcamp. I'm Vanessa, and I manage creative development at YouTube Spaces. In this course, we're going to walk you through the essentials for setting up a channel that you are truly passionate about. We'll take you through the first steps of creating your YouTube account, And get a little philosophical by looking at the big picture for your channel. Like what is it going to be about? How often can I upload? Next, you'll take your channel idea and see if it has the potential to attract loyal viewers and keep you happy too. Then we'll help you transform all of this conceptualizing into concrete actions you can take to welcome audiences to your channel and help build your brand. We'll wrap up with an introduction to ways you can measure your success on YouTube. By the end of this course, you'll be well on your way to developing your ultimate YouTube channel. Are you ready?
Okay, so you get an idea what that's all about. That is something, again, that just started up today out on YouTube. So let me stop this.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Creator Academy. I am you.
It starts right up as soon as you keep going. So it's free to sign up. This isn't anything that YouTube is charging for, and they never do with the Creators Academy. But it is 4 hours of course study with a small quiz and such at the end so that you can receive this. It's really just a certificate of completion, but something not a lot of people know about, and it's great if you know somebody who's just getting started on YouTube or creating videos. You might want to point them over in that direction because this will be going on until May 8th, and then that would be the cutoff date. You'd only be able to get in and watch the videos. You wouldn't be able to get the certificate of completion, and you do have to sign in to your YouTube account so that you can get that. Other things in the news today. And I thought this would be kind of one of those controversial subjects of discussion that we could talk about. If anybody wants to hop in and talk about this, I'd be happy to. Today is 420 Day. Happy Weed Day, everybody, for those who don't know what 420 Day is. It was something that was established back in the 70s. And, you know, honestly, with all the things that have been going on in the world today, this is probably one of the lighthearted things that can be discussed. What is 420? The meaning behind Weed Day? Well, it's hard to say. And I'm not a connoisseur of cannabis any longer. I used to be back in the days of high school and college and whatever have you, but I've kind of grown out of all that. But with a lot of the laws that have been popping into place lately, with medical marijuana being a big thing in the news, I think that it's good that everybody talks about this. I think it's something that should be brought up on a regular basis and decide what it is and where we should go as a country, as a community, as a social environment. You know, how do we deal with the fact that it used to be stigmatized? It's, you know, we've got people imprisoned over this, and now the laws are changing. You know, how do you feel about the fact that someone who may be spending 10 or 20 years in prison for something that's now legal, you know, should these people be taken out of prison? Should these people be allowed amnesty so that they can get back on with or go on with their lives and not have to deal with the suffering that they've been basically put up against thanks to some lifestyle decisions that they made years ago? It's something to consider. So that was one of the things I found interesting. Of course, along with that, Bob Marley's a big hashtag out there on Twitter today. So one of the things I would really like to focus on, if anybody in here is new to live streaming or is getting involved in live streaming themselves, if you have any questions and aren't sure what direction to take, please reach out and get in touch with me, or ask your questions now. Jump in the seat and come back, because there's obviously something wrong with the addition. Refresh real quick and we'll see if it fixes you. Go ahead. Oh, you could hear him, Roxanne? You were able to hear him? Well, that's freaky then. Oh, that's messed up. Okay. Yeah, well, I understand that. What's really bothersome here is that I, as the host of the show, am unable to hear anybody, except I've been in other labs. I can hear them just fine. A bug. Okay, let me try something here. Yeah, I'm getting no feed into my mixer whatsoever from anything blab coming in. Let me try something. Check 1, check 2. Hold on. I'm going to take... You talking about the screen sharing one? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not even that, Chris. Everything else is broadcasting out fine. It's just whoever jumps in the seat, I'm not hearing anything from, because I'm not getting any kind of feed into my computer from, like, if I go over into another blab right now, I'm going to open up another blab, just so you know. And this is something I'm glad to see, that it wasn't just Steve now, because I can go and attest to him that it wasn't his software or anything. So I'm just going to go pop into one, like we have this We Hate Weed one over here on Blab. If I pop in,
Yo, Worm, you're still
I
there?
can hear everybody talking. Everybody's talking over there on that.
Another good crazy.
I can hear them perfectly. Now here, I'm not muted. Or is there a way maybe that I... Hold on one second. I'm going to try something here. Make sure all my other tabs aren't muted. I'm going to close down all my tabs over here. I don't want to leave my FireTalk tab, though. Sorry about this, guys. I apologize for the mess, but sometimes this happens. Even the Nothing Show is susceptible to damages. So they can hear you, Chris. I can't. Let me see. Freaky, dude. Totally weird. And you're not muted in the window. Because you guys can hear the videos. And that was the thing why I asked Barb earlier, well, she can hear the video that I'm playing. I couldn't hear the video playing either. But I could hear the YouTube one that I just played a second ago. Tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and start another blab with the same name real quick so that I can move you guys over there and see if that was the issue. This will just take a second. I'm going to start that up. So if you guys want to follow me over there, you can. If you don't want to, that's fine also. I'm not even going to add an image to it. I'm just going to leave it as a zone for nothing. I'm not going to put but one tag on it this time. I'm just going to put the Nothing Show tag on it. And we'll make it public, and I'm going to do it now. So I'm going to start it right now. I'm going to copy out. Here's the link for the other show, guys. Come join me over here real quick. It's already open. So let's see if we can make this work in another tab. Maybe we just had a glitch from firing up audios and such earlier. Head on over there, and I'll see you there. Okay, somebody go ahead and pop in the seat and we'll see what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and cancel my stream out. Well, I guess I don't have to. No, I don't, actually.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yay! All right.
All right, I got a kickback from your output. So you've got you're feeding back that bug there. Nobody that got into the seat with me could talk to me, even though everybody in the chat was hearing them just fine. So I feel bad for Steve, who was the first one into my blab. That didn't work for him. Okay, so what's up with you today, Chris?
Not much. How have you been?
I've been really good.
I'm trying to follow you around, chase you around this blab thing.
Well, happy Weed Day to you, 420. It is Happy Weed Day. I don't know if you're. I mean, I know you're an ex-Marine and a big physical fitness guy, so you're probably out of that loop. But you know, I used to dabble a little back in my days when I was younger. So.
I'm not saying I'm perfect. I played around. I did my thing.
Well, all right then.
The effects that I had on me was not exactly what you would expect. I mean, I'd smoke a little spliff and I'd be.
Oh, dude, it got to the.
I was out.
It got to the point with me. Honestly, over-smoked one that day, and I passed out in her kitchen while I was washing her dishes. I fell flat on my back in the floor, and I woke up and she's like over top of me going, "Oh my God, are you okay?" It was too. YouTube Live and Facebook soars when it comes to recording. Sure, and I'm basically over here. Whoops, wrong one. Sorry, I gave you the wrong window. Let's change that up. I gave us the infinity mirror there. Basically, I've set up Wirecast, and this is the Restream MultiChat that gives me the chat platforms on all the streams that are out there right now. There's somebody out there on one of the stream ups, but there's not much to be said, I don't think, in that one, where you can actually follow people in their chats on the different platforms that I'm streaming to and see what's out there being said. But besides that, all I'm doing here is I have it set up little tabs in the windows, and it doesn't affect. They're not catching what's going on my screen.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Because you'd have to build in a shopping cart. You'd have
You know,
the
and
stripe
they're
is just
willing
the process.
titties.
Okay.
So
Forward, you may.